Has the flu always been this bad? Often people call things the flu that aren't influenza, but yeah, coming down with the actual flu is often very miserable. Yes, the flu has always sucked. Thousands of people die from it each year. Flu strains change and they may impact you differently depending on many factors, like age, general health, etc. Yes, flu is horrendous. Always has been. The problem is it's almost never officially tested and diagnosed. Many people get a bad cold and assume and declare they had flu. But the reality is that it's actually pretty rare. Most people will probably only get it once or twice in their life. Once someone has genuinely had flu, they finally understand the difference. I heard a saying once, and I wholeheartedly agree with it. If you see $100 bill on the ground outside and you go out and pick it up, you don't have the flu. Because if you have the flu, ain't no way you're getting out of bed, not even for free money. The flu is miserable. Still kills a lot of people. 20 years ago I had a really bad bout of the flu. I was really sick for a full 2 weeks, and as I was getting better from the flu it turned into bronchitis. I have gotten the flu shot every year after that. Yes, I remember the first time I had the flu. I thought I was dying and couldn't get out of bed for days. All those commercials with cold and flu medicine where the people are fully functioning adults are so unrealistic. Before that time, I had thought I had the flu, but it was just a bad cold. Once I had the flu, I understood why it can kill people. Most people don't know the difference between a cold and a flu and assume if their cold is making them feel really bad it's the flu. Nope, different set of symptoms entirely. It's been far worse. The Spanish flu epidemic of 1918 killed 50 million people. I think on average 50,000 people die from it every year, honestly not a big deal. I had it over the weekend until yesterday. It was pretty nasty. I've had it before worse in the past, but this one wasn't easy. Ringing in my ears, sore throat, fever, headache and burning eyes. The flu has always been bad. It killed more people in 1918 in the First World War. The CDC uses statistics to determine which flu strains to include in the flu shot for each season. However, the statistics are sometimes wrong. I remember during the Ford administration they completely missed the swine flu. People had to go back and get a second shot. Another year they missed the Chinese flu. Even with mistakes you are much better off getting the flu shot every year. Ever heard the saying that there is no such thing as a bad organism, just some that are better than others? Flu is sort of like that, but opposite. It's always bad, just sometimes worse than others. Also, it's possible there are a couple strains floating around. Had a cough for a couple weeks due to allergies, then after an overnight in Illinois, the cough got a lot worse and I got super tired. Out of work 4 days, finally got to the doc on day 3 and they tested me, flu. Mine wasn't horrendous, but the respiratory stuff just got worse. It's gonna be hard to answer honestly because there's a giant range of responses and levels of how bad it hits individual people, much less the differences between different people. The flu is also a variety of different things. It's not all the same ailment scientifically. The flu kills people. Generally speaking? No, when I've had the flu throughout my life it's pretty mild. The biggest aggravating thing is my sinuses and a cough that goes away after a few days. But it's hit me hard like this maybe once or twice in my life. It fucking sucks. I get my shot every year BC of one of the times I had it. I was in bed for a week. I could barely eat BC my throat was on fire and hurt so bad. It took me a full month to recover and actually start feeling like myself again. The fatigue during those 3 weeks after was awful. Yes, the problem is that all kinds of 24-hour viruses get misnamed the flu by those suffering from them, and many people have completely forgotten, or not experienced, actual influenza. Yes, the flu sucks. It can also be deadly. That's why we encourage flu shots. You can still get the flu, but you have better odds of not getting as sick. There are different strains of the flu and each year they make an educated guess on what strains to include in that year's flu shot. Hope you feel better soon. People call small colds the flu erroneously. Actual influenza fucking sucks, yeah. The flu is considered not that bad because people usually recover from it. But it isn't fun at all. Give yourself some days off of work if you can and medicate the symptoms. It is much better that way but still pretty miserable. Next year, get the flu shot when they start offering it for free.